Today I'm going to talk to you about a really fun structured exercise option that some of you might already have laying around in your basement, and that's a treadmill. When it gets cold outside, here in Wisconsin it's already been -16 this week. We might not be able to have our dogs outside as often as we'd like, and we might not be able to take them on walks or get that exercise that we usually do in the warmer months. So the treadmill here is a great option for that because we're able to work out their brains, work out their bodies, no matter what that temperature is outside. Cora here is already a seasoned treadmill pro, but we're going to talk to you a little bit about how to introduce a treadmill to your dog. She's already showing us a first step. Just act like it's a normal surface. Give your dog a chance to do a sit or a down on the treadmill just so they can get comfortable being on that treadmill and feeling the different textures. It's going to be a little different than your normal floor. You can even give them a treat or two while they're here on the treadmill just to make them, again, nice and comfortable with the treadmill. Then, when you're ready for your dog to actually use the treadmill, I'd recommend actually tethering a leash to the treadmill itself. We've just wrapped this one around and tied it so it's nice and sturdy. When I tug on it, it's not going to go anywhere. But that means I'm able to connect Cora to this, and it will already show her the proper place to be on the treadmill. So just like when we're walking outside and our dogs have to use their brains to match our pace and maintain that position at our side, when they're on the treadmill, they have to use their brain to match the treadmill's pace and maintain their position on the treadmill. Cora's going to try to lay back down right now. We want to make sure she's at least sitting when we start the treadmill so that she doesn't get startled too much. So when we hit start here, it's going to count down and start moving. I'm straddling Cora right now because a lot of dogs, when they first get on here and it starts moving, might get a little scared. They might jump to the side, forwards or backwards. So standing over top of your dog can help them to maintain, again, that proper position. They'll stay between your legs. You've got the leash here. You can even put a hand on it if you need to, and they'll be able to maintain that nice position here. If your dog's really scared and they're just not walking at all, turn it off right away. You can even use the emergency stop so it stops immediately. We don't want to hurt your dog. We want to make sure they're nice and comfortable. So if they're really freaked out, start it for a second, turn it off again, and then let them get comfortable again without it moving. And then you can try starting it up again. Here we go. We're going to count down and go. Good job, Cora. If they're doing well, like Cora is here, some dogs take to this really naturally. Feel free to start to step away a little bit. See if you can remove yourself from the treadmill and just stand next to your dog to supervise them. The next step would be to speed it up, so we're going to do that now. It's set at about 2.5 miles per hour right now. That's a pretty good speed for Cora if she's going to be at this consistent pace for her whole workout. So we're going to have her on the treadmill for about 15 minutes. I'm always going to stay in the room with any dog that's on the treadmill. We don't want to risk them falling or getting injured. Even if the treadmill is turned off, it could accidentally get bumped and turned on. So anytime your dog is tethered to the treadmill especially, or just in the room with the treadmill, it's a good idea to monitor them. You'll notice that Cora is a smaller dog and she fits really well on this treadmill here. If she were a bigger dog like a Lab or a German Shepherd, her stride wouldn't be able to fit on the treadmill belt itself. So they're going to need a bigger treadmill that's longer or even possibly extra long so they can fit their whole stride in there. Being forced to shorten their stride isn't good for their muscles. So I want to make sure that they have a nice lengthy treadmill if you're going to be using the treadmill as a regular part of your weekly exercise routine. If we really want to challenge Cora, we can throw an interval workout at her. Just like with people, interval workouts are good for dogs as well. We can speed up and slow down the treadmill. It's going to challenge her brain a little bit more because she has to figure out what pace it's set at, and it's going to be even better exercise and cardio for her heart. So this is your basic introduction to treadmilling with your dog. If your dog is particularly fearful or stressed out by the treadmill, or if you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to contact a local professional trainer like myself so we can help you and your dog be successful with this treadmill and any of your other training goals.